Oh man, have you ever gone through an entire job and you get to the end of it and you realize, oh, well, in my case, the microphone wasn't working? Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me yesterday as I unboxed two Firefly guitars. So this video might be a little bit weird, but let's see how it turns out. Welcome back, I'm Tony. Firefly guitars are out of China. They're sold through their website, Guitars Garden, sometimes through AliExpress and sometimes through Amazon, but the important ones, the ones that everybody really wants, are sold through drops on Guitars Garden, and they sell out really quickly, as is the case with both of these guitars that I'm going to show you today. Much like a bell that can't be unrung, you can't undo an unboxing, you know what I mean? So I filmed these yesterday at the end of the day, and I just haven't had time even to set these guitars up and play with them yet, so I really can't show you that, and I don't even know how this is really going to turn out. I have the footage, but I don't have the audio. For some reason my microphones just didn't work. It's beyond me. So what I'm going to attempt to do is show you that unboxing and just do some narration behind it, which may turn out good because the video will be shorter. The original video was around 15 to 16 minutes. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, you can see how excited I am here. I'm like, oh man, I got these two boxes. These are great guitars. I'll say that they're always packed really, really nicely. I mean, they've got thick corrugated boxes and they're packed in a shaped foam. It's shaped to the guitar, and it's always very good. All right, so even pulling the guitar out of the foam is tight. I was like, dang, all right. So you can see that the paper was a little bit torn, or the polystyrene bag. It's always exciting to pull those off. And when I got a view of that headstock, I was like, dang, that is nice. But I did notice that point right there is actually higher than that point, which I didn't notice in the pictures. Probably what they had to do to get around copyright or patents or whatever. Oh man, and when I pulled that out of there, I was like, dang, that is pretty. I was very, very impressed right off the bat. The guitar is very light. It's only 7 pounds. That's what I weighed it at, exactly 7 pounds. I noticed that the action felt really good right away. No setup on that, but I am gonna do some setup on it for sure. I did notice that it had a string retainer on there, and I've not seen that on a Firefly guitar that has a Floyd Rose style tremolo on it yet. So I thought that was pretty cool. They also made it really, really low, so they really got those saddles down there. And I'm wondering if this is the same bridge that is on other of their guitars, the Floyd Rose style. Seems a little nicer, and the fine tuners were actually loose right off the bat. Not loose, but they weren't tight. I've had stuff that was really, really tight before. Very little fret buzz on this. Like I say, I haven't done any setup on it yet, but just testing that right there. And it was obviously not in tune out of the box, so. The inlays on this thing are just, oh, they're nice. It's almost like an abalone. It's probably not real abalone. But man, the guitar looks great. It feels nice and lightweight. Looking at the back of it right there, and I was like, oh, okay, look. You can see through to where the springs are, and they actually have 4 springs in there rather than the 3 that they typically have. So that's it for that one. Now we're going to move on to the Telecaster style guitar. I'll put the model numbers on the screen here. Now this is a guitar that was, I guess it's like a tribute to a George Harrison Rosewood Telecaster that they have reissued, and it's very expensive. I want to say it's around $2,000, something like that, maybe $3,000. Again, the packaging is very nice. And here we go, opening her up. This thing is really heavy. I mean, just sitting on my lap, it wanted to slip off. Oh boy, and that headstock. Ooh, look, locking tuners on this one, so that's great. The other guitar does not have locking tuners on it. And these seem like they might be a little bit more solid than ones that I've seen on Fireflies in the past. Gotta get that polystyrene off there, and ooh, doggy, that is a pretty guitar right there. I think that's exactly what I was saying. Now it's engineered wood, all right, so it's not real rosewood. I guess it is real because it's right there in my hands, but it's made of a rosewood engineered wood, which is not a bad thing. I mean, they use that, and so you can see that little line that's in the middle there. That line seems like it's another type of wood that is sandwiched in between 2 pieces of this engineered rosewood. It looks good. It's really nice. The neck is really super nice. I'm loving that. And this thing is heavy, which some people really like, so maybe that's not a big deal. Not in tune, out of the box, obviously coming from China. And minimal fret buzz on this one too. I don't think this is gonna take much setup at all. Again, I haven't had a chance to do setup on these. Opened them up late yesterday afternoon and got up today to edit and was like, dang. Now these strings right here, they look like they're D'Addario strings, you know, with the colored ball ends, but I was already getting black stuff on my fingers, so I don't know. They might not be authentic. The ashtray bridge on this, it's actually really nice. It's a little different. It's way different than any of the ones I've seen on Telecaster style guitars from Firefly before. It's from Wilkinson, and they make good stuff. Also, the saddles on this are kind of like staggered, so that's pretty cool. And the cut in the back here, oh man, that is nice. Most Telecasters do not have that, and it allows you to really get your hand down in there, and I can get all the way to the end of that fretboard, no problem. She's a pretty guitar, most definitely. So there we go, both very nice guitars. I gotta tell you, this Telecaster, or this, I can't remember what the model number is on it, but this thing is just, it is delightful. It's really, really nice and very heavy. But I don't even know if I'm gonna do any mods on this thing. You know, it's playing great out of the box. I know that's, everybody hates to hear that term, but it is. It's playing great out of the box. What are you gonna do? I have a couple of other Firefly guitars in the queue for review, but these two are gonna move up to the top because they're just great guitars and they're really new. And they sold out really quick. The easiest way to know what's going on with Firefly guitars is to follow them on Instagram, and they have a hashtag, I think it's Firefly Guitar News or Firefly Guitar Breaking News, something like that. It's usually 1 drop per month, sometimes 2. And throughout the month, they might sprinkle in, they find some inventory that they didn't know they had and they sprinkle it in or something like that. So a lot of people are prone to going to the Guitars Garden website and refreshing at least a couple of times a day. Really, that's if they're on the hunt for something specific. Now, since both of these guitars did really well, I imagine you're gonna see them drop again. So keep your eye out for them if that's what you're looking for. Well, it's Friday and I do want to keep this video short. Sorry for the audio problem, and hopefully that wasn't too annoying to just listen to narration type of thing, but hey, it is what it is, right? Oh, there's also a couple of groups on Facebook that you can follow, and I'll put a link down in the description for one of the main ones, and they always give you the news on there when they're dropping. I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.